accepterar. Jag är dog.
So I just finished watching another one of the screeners that I received from Fantastic Fest because there was a number of them that I wasn't able to catch while I was at Fantastic Fest. So I reached out to them and a few of them have sent me screeners. This one is called Meat Kills and it's from the Netherlands. And holy hell, this movie is so dark, so fucked up. I mean, wow. It's right up there as far as a twisted kind of movie in a lot of ways, the bleak, dark quality of something like Speak No Evil. I mean, this one is super dark and twisted. It's basically about this girl who gets a job working at a slaughterhouse, a pig slaughterhouse or farm, a pig farm where they slaughter pigs and whatever. But she basically gets a job there to work there. What the people that own the place don't know is that she is only doing that to try to film them slaughtering pigs because she is an activist. She is for animal rights, kind of think along the lines of PETA. And so she wants to film them and then put out the videos and stuff to the public, trying to get it shut down and all of that. Well, they end up catching her. She ends up quitting, goes back to the activist group, and they're like, they basically convince her to go back with them at night to release all the pigs so they could set them all free. And she agrees to that. The thing is, she is kind of grown to have feelings for the family, and I won't go more into that, but she is kind of grown somewhat close to this family, and they feel betrayed by her quitting, or not by her quitting, but by her doing this, and in reality kind of backstabbing them, because they thought she was there, they trusted her and all that. In reality, she was just there trying to set them up, trying to ruin their farm, trying to ruin their family business is how they see it. And she's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because the group, they feel like, they're like, she basically feels like she needs to win them back, so that they can trust her and whatever. So either way, so she agrees to go back there on the condition that they're just going to release the pigs kind of thing, and that's it. But when they get there, things get dark pretty quick because the leader of the activist group, she's kind of psycho, and she ends up, in a roundabout way, ends up killing one of the family members. And then from there, it just spirals out of control because you have these activists versus the family, and the two of them just going insane on each other. I mean, it gets so gory, so graphic and dark and twisted. It's very upsetting. It's shocking. It's disturbing. It takes tons of twists and turns and keeps you guessing. It's one of those movies where you're not sure who's going to survive, if anybody's going to survive, and what the outcome of all of this is going to be. And just when you think you know where the way it's going to end up, it'll have just one more twist in for you to surprise you once again. It's one of those kind of movies, but this one gets so dark and mean-spirited. And in a lot of ways, it kind of reminds me of stuff from like the early 2000s on how it doesn't have a niceness to it. It's very mean, and it gets you to care about characters and then just mercilessly tortures and kills them in the most barbaric, creepy, disgusting way you can think of. But I don't want to say more than that because I don't want to spoil what this movie's going to do. But this is not a fun watch. This is a very dark and disturbing kind of movie that you have to be in for the hyper real, like I said, mean-spirited, disturbing, bleak kind of films to want to watch something like this. And so that's just not going to be for everyone because, like, if you enjoy the more fun kind of horror movies, the ones that you don't take overly super serious or anything like that, this is not going to be for you. But this is so well made. The cast is phenomenal. It's really well directed. It is shot fantastically. Everything about it is just top notch. It's really well written. The dialogue feels real and natural. it does such a good job of making you have sympathy for both sides, because you understand where both of them are coming from. And so you kind of feel caught in between throughout the entire movie, because you can see where this character is coming from just as long, but you can also see where this character on this side is coming from. And it's kind of like this Hatfield and McCoy kind of situation where they're just fighting with each other, and you understand why, but at the same time, you feel frustrated because you're just like, man, you guys, if you only knew what started all of this, if you only knew who is actually responsible for setting all this off, and it's not actually so-and-so's fault, or it's not actually this person's fault or whatever, but that is also what makes this so compelling, and you can't look away because you really do feel for all the characters involved, and really understand for everyone involved. I also really like the fact that it isn't a preachy kind of movie. It isn't saying who is right and who is wrong. It's not saying that, it's not showing, because I was worried going in that it was going to be one of those where it shows, anybody that eats meat as being like this evil villain, or the opposite of that, and showing that, anybody vegan is actually, evil and bad or whatever. That's not the case at all, because there are people on both sides of the fence, so to speak, in this that are villainous, and both sides have people that you're rooting for and that you really like. And that's what also I think makes this such an interesting, well put together kind of movie. But yeah, I'm just so blown away by how many amazing movies I saw at Fantastic Fest. And it never ceases to amaze me how many good stories and good horror movies that come out every single year. And sure, this is my first time at Fantastic Fest, so my first time watching this many brand new movies all really, in 1 week, just over a week's time. But still, no matter what, even movies that are in theaters, that are on streaming, like there is just constantly great movies released every year. And that's why it blows me away when I hear people say to me they don't make good horror movies anymore, or there haven't been good horror movies since the 80s or whatever. And it is such a frustrating thing, but all I can say in response to that every time is you just need to watch more movies. You are not paying attention to what is actually being made in other countries or an indie film. Like, you're only paying attention to that tiny, less than 1% of horror movies that are made by Hollywood. You're only watching movies like The Strangers Chapter 2. You're not seeing the gritty, amazing, artistic, creative stuff that's being made every single year. So if you're one of those people that don't think there's that many good horror movies made anymore, trust me, just watch more movies. I'm telling you, because there's, no matter what type of movie you're into, no matter what it is that you enjoy, I promise you that there are numerous movies released every year that would be your cup of tea. You just have to keep an eye out for them, know what kind of movies you enjoy, and look for that type of movie. But this is definitely not going to be for everyone. This is, like I said, it's very much for people that enjoy the hyper-real, dark, bleak, twisted kind of horror. But if you're into that kind of thing, like Speak No Evil, Coming Home in the Dark, like movies like that, definitely keep an eye out for Me Kills. But that's my quick and dirty from Fantastic Fest 2025, or from home watching the screener from a movie that was that fantastic. Either way, that's my quick and dirty, and I'll talk to you guys later.